Student Association. Turang na Vice Chancellor, binakasawali mo na binaka. Binakasawali mo na yalo makatama. Binakasawali mo na yalo libilulubi. Ena bukula na manimuli. Nandun ni Bingarami. Era nang kasinimuli. Ana lo maninimistin daw. Aura ni kaya binakani ko. Nyoni ali. Kima misaka na makatamani. Ena kaya binakani ko. Yung nini basika. Raw ni sa tuku naman itugutugan ng matentu. Kima mi maraw wakale wana kabila kani kwa. Ni babo na kena rai. Hindi ni kena na wasi ni kalo. Dota nang di tubutu na tamata. Dota nang di tubutu na kalo.
Mana? Buat saya sih na wanita menangan. Ada lingan besar na Multipurpose Vice Chancellor Dewan Pasifika. Enak kerja sih. Kamu nak kesana bisa cumai, orang. Lai cuci beli bukan. Nekena liutek saya cuci na Multipurpose Vice Pasifika. Terus saya lebih saya cuci na kerja sih. Kamu nak kesana bisa cumai na lingan di Bingarami. Kalau ngalu sa kaciko na kena, tubig kasusungin na sa kaciko na lumit pasilyo ka na lang sa kani. Ang tabanwa, ay nagkabinangan sila nito. Kamu na sa kami sa katal tsungamay na mata dito. Pero sa lewib sa kaciko na manturang na Prime Minister, nonoy bubukin na nagkabinangan sila nito. Kamu na kami sa may waray taging sa kaciko kina. Kaya namaro tayo sa kaciko na lawa, sa ataw sa kaciko. Ano buksan nyo nung tulong man ng gabitsi. Ano buksan ni Beka, ile ka mayar sa kaciko na lomo ni buwale. Ka mayar sa kaciko kina na tamu gini konuan na lomo sa kanino to korni buli. Iyan isa. Kada sa kaciko na Beka gini lawan no kalowan no buksan ni belu tagi na no tamaten du. Kay ba sa kaciko na ngona keneri rai. May lugar na ba sa kaciko na kap nang lew. May kinda ba sa kaciko na buwale ba Vice Chancellor. Ang nagkabinang sige po.
Vice Chancellor Ahluwalia and your colleagues, I'm always very uncomfortable in universities. Speaking to great scholars and academics, I was never one, and I am not one. But I'm here as the Prime Minister of Fiji. I'm here because I was voted into this office on the floor of Parliament on the 24th of December last year. For the first time in Fiji's history, we had to resort to voting for our Prime Minister on the floor of Parliament. It's always done in the ballot box. This time, for the first time, we resorted to voting in Parliament. "28 members of Parliament voted for me, 27 against. I got in with the power of one vote. Imagine how much has been achieved with the power of that one vote. You saw somebody put my speech in front of me when I walked up. It's the most dangerous thing you can do. Go and read a speech that you have never seen. But for you in this hall, it must be something very simple. You can just get up and say something. And because you are professors and doctors of philosophy and all those things, you've been given recognition for initiating a thought or a school of thought. Just get up and write, and people believe it, so they put something on your head. Not that easy, I know. But ladies and gentlemen, it's such a great pleasure to be here tonight. When I was told that I'd be handing over what Fiji owes to the university today, I was very disappointed. I love receiving money. I do not enjoy giving money away. Particularly when I have to give it away because somebody else didn't give it away. Somebody else owed it. So glad to be here tonight to see my friend, Julio. Where are you? Oh, yeah. When I lost the election in 1999, I was lost. Really lost. The first thing that happened to me was Dr. Samu Bongitini calling me while I was in the village, asking me, "Sir, can you come and chair a university committee?" Whoa, no, I can't. No, you don't have to go and give any lectures or anything like that. Oh, okay, I'll come. So I went across from my village to Lambasa to become chair of the advisory committee of your then USP. It was not a campus then, it was a center. And we worked with him until 2006, when the government and the police charged me for an offense. So in order not to bring any disrepute to the university, I resigned. Went to court. Fortunately, the case was dismissed. I was acquitted. And the government, not being happy with that finding in court, took me to the Court of Appeal, appealed against my acquittal, and I was back in court the following year. No fun going to court. No fun being taken to court. But in that time in the wilderness, I met Julio and a group of brothers and friends. And we spent a weekend in Rotorua. And Julio will remember that I gave a speech that day. The title of that address, also not written, was Hero to Zero. Hero to Zero. I was riding on a crest of a wave the previous years and got elected into parliament. Do you know how many years ago? 31 years ago, as Prime Minister. If you will remember what I said in my moving the motion for the House to thank His Excellency the President for a most gracious address, you'll probably remember that I said I moved this motion for the first time 31 years ago, when I was then Prime Minister of Fiji. The power of one vote has made it possible for me to get back and sit in the Prime Minister's chair in Parliament and this morning in Cabinet. The power of that one vote has allowed Fiji to say to Professor Paul Ahluwalia, come home. Come back. Power of the one vote gave me the authority to ask President Mamau and his leaders of our neighbors in the Kiribati, come back. That power of one vote was cast on the floor of Parliament on the 24th of December. And the following day, the world celebrated the power of one child. Who grew up to be a man. Nailed on the cross to bring back humanity and God together. I thank you all for being here tonight. It's a great occasion to celebrate. I'm sure you want me to hand the check over to Professor Powell. But he's been talking very quietly to the man on his left. And that man called me desperately as I was coming in, and he said, Prime Minister. I said, yes. Yes, DPM. You can't give the check today. He said, why? The university has not agreed on a few things. What? Simple things? No. What then? It's the amount. What amount? The final amount. No. What about the amount we owe now, we want to give now? I said, no, that one is okay. So he said, okay, I'll tell him. So I was whispered to Professor Paul Ahluwalia before I got up, I'll give you your check next week. And in Fiji, since the 24th of December, when the Prime Minister says something, you believe him. But I must be very careful here. I want to not get down there and present a kamunanga or anything like that and offer you a mataningasau. I won't do that because the former Prime Minister said a lot of things about the mataningasau yesterday in Parliament. So I won't use the Fijian word for it. I'll use the English word. I want to apologize. Very, very simple. It doesn't matter who did it. As far as the world is concerned, Fiji did it to you. Now, I am Fiji by the power of one vote.
Amen.
We've corrected that, and thank you for agreeing to come back. And as the presenter of the Tambua said, we've been orphans since you left. Now we have our parents back. I just want to encourage you, Professor Ahluwalia, and your team of great academics and managers and runners and administrators who run the affairs of this university. I call the best example of regional cooperation. I said that again yesterday morning. I thank you all for what you're doing. I just want to encourage you. We're breaking new grounds in bringing people together, not only in the Pacific, most particularly for us, and very importantly for us, in Fiji. As I said in the beginning, I was never comfortable coming here. Not only because of the differences in our, as the former Attorney General put it, our intellectual capacities. I was always uncomfortable coming here because this was a center of the fight for democratic processes and principles. And when you mentioned Rabuka, everybody here said guilty. But from that guilty verdict to being welcomed, I had to do many Mataningas house. And a perfect example of it working was a few weeks ago when I went to Kiribati and offered the Mataningasau not only of Fiji, but the Forum Island nations, particularly I as chair, because the previous chair caused the rift, so I had to make it up and go and bring them back. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know what's in here. But I think what I've said tonight is what we needed to hear, what the university wants to hear. We want to talk about the unity in the Pacific and achievement of excellence, which you all work for. I wish you well. I think you'd have a much more difficult work or job or mission if I had come to the university. I'm sure the student body you have are very receptive to what you dish out to them. I know you would have had a lot of difficulty getting me to understand what you talk about. But I thank you for being here. I thank you for coming along. For us all to welcome back Professor Paul Ahluwalia and his beautiful lady. So thank you all very much. I'm sorry, I do not know what's here. I know that I cannot give you the 10 million today. I'll give it to you tomorrow, next week. And, well, can it be tomorrow? I wish you all a very good evening. God bless you all.